September is Perimenopause Awareness Month. Dr. Meredith McMullen joining us now to talk about this transitional stage in a woman's health journey that I don't feel like anybody talks about until you kind of get there and you're like, uh-oh, what's happening? Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
All right, perimenopause. We've heard the term. Some people will start to learn more about it, just like I said, when you get to that stage in life. What is this?
That's a great question. So we oftentimes use the terms menopause and perimenopause interchangeably, but they're actually two separate states. So menopause is defined as the 12 months that happens where you have complete cessation or stoppage of all menstrual bleeding. So that is when you become actually postmenopausal. The 5 to 10 years that precede that.
Wait a minute, did you just say 5 to 10 years? 5 to 10 years?
Yes.
That precede that?
Yes.
Okay.
That is considered the perimenopausal time frame.
I know a lot of women that are in that 5 to 10 year transition right now.
Yes.
And it's not fun. Is that a good way to put it?
That's fair. That's fair. But there's a lot of things that we can do actually to help ease this transition.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And part of that is talking about it, right?
100%.
Is having those conversations, and with September being the month to focus on it, what do you want women to know about this time?
Well, first of all, this is a completely natural transition, okay? So all women are going to go through this. And the important thing to realize is that you're not alone, that a lot of these symptoms are multifaceted. So some women start to experience things like night sweats and hot flashes during the daytime. Others have mood dysregulation. So we see a spike in anxiety, depression, problems with regulating our reaction to things. I mean, these are all very, very common.
Irritability.
Yes, there's some irritability.
You want to be quiet and just do your own thing and crawl into a little shell in a hole. That too? All of those.
Yes.
But when you say 5 to 10 years, this journey is different for everybody.
It is, truly. You know, the average age of menopause is 52. So
52, okay.
yeah, so you know, you look backwards and women in their early to mid 40s, even late 40s and early 50s are going to be going through this transitional state.
When you say that there's so much that can be done to kind of take the edge off during this time, what are those things right now?
Well, I like to look at this time frame holistically. So I like to think about things that can help with our overall wellness. So focusing things like exercise and diet, making sure that you have a healthy intake of lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, making sure you're getting exercise. That's 30 to 60 minutes several times a week. There's lots of studies that have shown that the more you exercise, the fewer hot flashes you'll receive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, but how does that work when you're like in that maybe depression world, anxiety world? You don't feel good about yourself world.
Right.
It's the hardest thing to do is to eat well and then go exercise. You usually want to put your face in a bowl of ice cream and just crawl under the covers, right?
Very true, very true. It's all interconnected though.
Okay.
So if you look at it holistically, if we start to improve our whole lifestyle, then the whole phase of transition is going to be a lot smoother. And there are medicines that we can use.
Let's talk about those medicines, because there's been a lot of chitter chatter around it. They cause cancer, you shouldn't do hormones. Where are we at with all these medicines now?
Right. Well, so the mainstay in therapy and hormone therapy has to do with estrogen and progesterone replacement. So for any woman who has a uterus, you have to be on both estrogen and progesterone, because being on estrogen alone would increase your risk of uterine cancer. So it's really important that you look at guidelines that are FDA certified, and that really, the mainstay is going to be estrogen and progesterone. And for the large majority of us, we're great candidates for that. There are a few exceptions to this, but being able to help regulate and balance those hormones with estrogen and progesterone are really going to help your longevity, and they're going to help you transition through a lot of these adverse symptoms.
Doctor, before you go, if there are women who are watching right now that something you just said in the past few minutes just made them sit up and go, okay, this could be me, where would they start? What do they do?
I think first and foremost, having this discussion with your medical practitioner is really key. Making sure that you're heard, that somebody understands what you're saying and that your concerns are not dismissed. I think that's really important. Knowing that you're not alone, that all of us are going to go through this phase and this transition, and that there are many things that we can do to help soothe this transition. It's not all doom and gloom.
No, it's not. No,
It's not.
We appreciate you coming by to remind us, and remember, you are not alone. We're all going through this together.
Absolutely.
Doctor, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Shelley.